Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video. We are talking today about fall eyeshadow palettes. I am so excited for this video because fall is finally here and fall is my can jam. You guys heard me say that like a million times, but it is. It is my like spirit season. Like I even did my nails for fall. Yes, I did for like kind of Halloweenish, but I love fall. So today we are talking about fall eyeshadow palettes. I have some affordable, I have some high-end, and today we're just going to talk about them, talk about why they're great for fall, and let's get into this video. So today I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Technically it's 8 eyeshadow palettes, but a couple of them are like minis and they're not like huge eyeshadow palettes, so that kind of makes sense. But so we're gonna go with the lower end priced eyeshadow palettes first, and then we'll hop into the higher price, like what do you call them? Not drugstore, but high end. They're high end. They're more luxury branded eyeshadow palettes for you guys, so if you guys are interested in those ones. But if you guys want more affordable options for the fall, I have a couple of eyeshadow palettes that will interest you. So the first eyeshadow palettes, I guess I'm just going to feature these as a 2-in-1. These are the bite-sized eyeshadow palettes from e.l.f. and they retail for about $3 a piece, so I have 2 here. One is the Pumpkin Pie eyeshadow palette, and this one just popped out to me because of the name. The name is Pumpkin Pie, but the color story in here is like pumpkin pie. So here is the Pumpkin Pie eyeshadow palette. As you can tell, it's kind of more, it seems more monochrome than anything. It's a very, very similar color story. It offers 2 mattes, 2 shimmer, like foily shades, and it is kind of like a mix of warm and cool tone. Like this one is definitely more of a cool tone brown. This is the Pumpkin Spice little mini bite-sized palettes. And then we also have the Carnival Candy palette. So here is the Carnival Candy palette, and as you can tell, it has more of a range of shades, and it is more of a warm tone with a blue foil shade. So these two together make a really great color story, but honestly separately you could use them as well. So let's go over this one real quick and why I chose this one. Obviously it is more of those brown tones, and then it has that really nice pop of blue, which I have been noticing in a lot of eyeshadow looks lately, and it is a foil shade, so like being able to do a really nice like dark brown maybe in the crease, and then you do, you know, the blue on the lid, and then you do a nice little like brow bone highlight, then you are good to go. This one is all mattes except for the blue foil shade, and these foils are absolutely beautiful on this skin. They are very pigmented, very reflective, and they have a great color payoff. This is a great, like if you're really into mattes and then you want that pop of color, it has a really great blue foiled shadow in there. It's a really great eyeshadow palette for fall. And then the Pumpkin Spice one, although these ones are more kind of like on a monochrome side, it will offer some great dimension. So if you're looking for like a little bit of a cool tone with a really nice foil on the lid, then you can do that. Look how like pigmented and reflective this foil is. And then we have this foil up here. I will show you guys that one as well. So one's more of a bronze and one is more of a brown tone. But if you guys are looking for something to create a really simple eyeshadow look for fall, both of these bite-sized palettes offer that. And you can't go wrong with either one of these, and they're only $3. We are coming up more to, they're still drugstore, but they do cost a little bit more. I have a Colourpop palette. It is the Whatever palette. And this one, it released, I believe, last year, but the packaging just totally reminds me of fall with the leopard print. Actually, it kind of reminds me of school with all of the like cutout letters. And then obviously the color scheme is a very warm toned color scheme. I think the most exciting colors in this palette are some of the berry foil tones. And then I really love this Super Shock shadow. If you put this on your lid, oh my goodness, it is so pretty. And it's just that really dynamic and colorful eyeshadow palette where you can do a really bold look or you can do a really subtle look. You can do a very glitzy, glammy look, and these are all on the warm tone side, and they transition so well into fall, and they just offer some really, really great shades in here. You got some browns that are warmer, you got a couple of berry tones in there, and then you also got some lighter shades like that Super Shock Shadow, and then you get the glitter, which will add that like glitz and glam if you're looking for something to do a little bit more dimension. But overall, I think you could create some really great fall eyeshadow looks with this palette if you're one that likes to stick more in the berry and brown tones. And the quality of Colourpop eyeshadows is amazing. If I remember right, I think this palette, because it's a 12 pan palette. Usually their 12 pan palettes are like $15 or so, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, but definitely check this one out. They still have it on the Colourpop website. Then getting into Juvia's Place. So we have two Juvia's Place palettes. The first one is the Festival by Juvia's. This is a 9-pan palette, and look at that color story. It is absolutely stunning. Like, it's so good. So you have, you know, a wide range of mattes, and you have a wide range of shimmers in this palette. So if you're wanting to do kind of like a sunset eye like what I have today, you can use the yellow, the orange, the red. You even have this really nice coral color, and then if you want to do like a smoky eye, or even if you want that pop of blue that we're seeing, you have this turquoise color. You can deepen it up with the black color. This palette offers so much variety for the fall. And notice how it steers away from brown. It is very colorful, especially if you're into those colorful eyeshadow looks, especially like the sunset vibes that we're going with today. It does offer that really pretty Undagu shade, which is like a golden shade. These two paired together, like if you do the yellow first, like what I have on my inner corner, and then you put Undagu, you know, over the top of that, it creates a very pretty, very golden sunset feel if you don't like the vibrancy of the yellow. Then the second Juvia's Place is the Magic Mini by Juvia's. And this one, it has those pops of orange, brown, and then it also offers a couple of pink shades in there, and then the blue shades. Guys, the blue is totally in right now when it comes to those fall looks. Like the other day, I did an eyeshadow look where it was a pop of like a burnt brown color, and then I did a blue in the middle, kind of like a halo eye, and it just made my eyes like pop and stand out. And blues are definitely like the alternative to fall, like doing a brown and blue eyeshadow look, and you just do it as like complements to each other. So like I said, I did a really burnt brown color in my crease, and I did it kind of like a halo, and then in the middle of my lid I did like a blue shimmer tone color, so mattes mixed with shimmers. This palette honestly reminds me of like a more enhanced version of the e.l.f. bite-sized one, the Carnival one. Caramel candy, I'm sorry. Carnival candy? Carnival candy. But it definitely, like, it reminds me, these two color schemes are definitely, they both remind me of that like neutral eye with a pop of blue. This one also offers some green in here if you want to play with more color. It also offers a really cool like almost burnt yellow, but it also looks a lot like a gold color as well. And then it has a true, you know, foily brown shade. So you can do a neutral eye look. You can do a really nice like pop of purple and use a, you know, do a purple eye for fall. You can do a really cool like blue sultry eye with a pop of like yellow in the corner. This palette has so many options that are like moody for fall. I absolutely love it. In the eyeshadow look I am wearing today, I did use both of these Juvia's Place palettes. So I'll open these up and I'll show you guys. For my eyeshadow look today, I did use both of these. So the burnt orangey red colors I put in my crease, and then I went in with this palette and I popped the yellow all over my lid, which was this one here. And then I used the Undagu color and the burnt gold color from this palette to go in the inner crease, and then this color here I put on the outer corner, and it just created this like really dimensional sunrise sunset look. But it is very fall, very colorful. I'm trying to like dabble more into the colorful eyeshadow looks. Now, if I remember right, these two range in price from like, I think $16 to $20 something. They're still on the drugstore end of things, and the Juvia's Place palettes are very, very pigmented, very easy to blend out. They will show up on your skin so easily. So just be careful when you're using these eyeshadow palettes. Make sure you kind of like give yourself time to build it up. And definitely, oh, this one is probably my favorite out of all of the picks that I have, but I think I really like, you know, everything that I picked out. So now we're going into high-end. These are the high-end drugstore. These are the high-end palettes that I have chosen that I think would be great palettes for the fall. So the first one is the PUR Festival palette, and while this one really reminds me of summer with the packaging, I was looking at the color story and I was like, this is super fall-like. Like, look at this. You have some, like a dark purple here. You have that pop of like really, really bright pink. But then the rest of it is all neutrals. But they're like really dark, warm neutrals. And you have different tones of them. So you even have like a burnt brown. I call it burnt brown, but it's like a chocolate brown. You have a lighter brown here. They're all really warm. I find in the fall time, like you're wearing more of those like burnt browns, the really warm tone browns, and then you get a whole variety of metallics, and you even get some glitters in here. You get a gold and you get a pink. So if you want to play with a pop of color but are also wanting to play with, you know, some neutrals, the PUR Festival palette, actually it kind of smells like chocolate, but the PUR Festival palette, it does offer a great, you know, beginner fall eyeshadow look if you're looking for something like that, if you want to play with color. I think this one was like a $30 something palette. I did get it in a BoxyCharm, so I don't remember the actual price of it, but it is a really good palette for that. And then we have the Chocolate Gold palette from Too Faced. So the reason why I chose this palette is because it has a great foil section. Like, that's what this palette is known for, is the foils. So you can see here it has a wide range of foils in it, from browns to purple to a pink color. It even has a green, and then it has a really like true gold color, and then you get those neutrals in there that are matte as well. I have used this palette for Christmas. I have used it for holiday time, like New Year's, and I've also used this like during the summer because it has like those different shades in it. But I definitely feel like if you are wanting to play with those foily shades instead of a matte shade, and you want to do a pop of purple shade on your eye, or if you want to do a true gold, then you can do that as well. The green shade up here would be really fun to do as like a moody, sultry eyeshadow look. Like, you can definitely, I'm sorry, the mirror. You can definitely take a whole bunch of these shades. You can do that moody, sultry, dark purple to brown shade. You can do a smoky eye. You can use some of those really classic browns, and you can create a really pretty fall eyeshadow look with this as well. This is definitely, if you were like trying to venture more into color, that's some of the reason why I picked some of these palettes, so that if you're a beginner in eyeshadow, you get something that's really easy to blend out, very pigmented, and you don't have to get overwhelmed by all of the different colors in this palette. Now, if you are somebody who loves the Naked series from Urban Decay, then you will like this next palette. This is the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette, and the packaging totally reminds me of like pumpkin spice. And inside you have a wide range of like spicy browns, that's what I call them, and then you have some berry shades in here. But what really drew me to this palette was more of the spicy brown, almost burnt brown shades. Then you can go all the way down into these darker shades. And if you're really into that neutral palette that also offers a little bit of spice to your life, I think this is a great palette to use, especially in the fall. It does have a really pretty like duochrome shade. This does a shift from a pink to like an orangey yellow, and it's very, very flattering on the eyes. I absolutely love that color. It's actually one I use a lot out of this palette, and it's a great fall eyeshadow. Like, I really love that eyeshadow. But overall, I think the Naked Heat offers some like very beautiful like spicy brown colors into the mix of like what you're looking for during the fall. and you can do some like brown smoky eyes that are a little bit cooler or a little bit warmer, especially as you get down into here. You can do some of the spicy brown tones. If you want to do something just super easy, you can use some of the lighter brown tones here, and then you have this foil shade here. It's kind of more of a shimmer than it is anything else, like a satin shade. It's not really foil, but it is kind of a satin shade here, and you can use that and pop that, like, you know, maybe just on the brow bone. Do some matte looks with this. You can create some really nice deep brown eyeshadow looks with this. Nothing too over the top, but it could be if you really wanted it to be. Now, the only thing you really have to keep in mind with this palette, it does come with a brush, and the brush is okay, but I do suggest that if you're going to get this eyeshadow palette, know that it is a little bit hard to work with the way that the pan sizes are. So keep that in mind, but I do overall love this eyeshadow palette. I actually created an eyeshadow look the other day with it. I actually thought about doing a 3 looks 1 palette with some of the palettes that I have chosen for my everyday makeup bag, which were these 3 here. It was the Juvia's Place ones, and then it was the Naked Heat one. These are ones that I am primarily focusing on for the month of October, the end of September. They all offer a great variety of shades so that I can get that colorful look, or I can get more of that nude look. I can get that blue look that I really have been enjoying, that blue trend of the like sultry eye. And then obviously this one has some of the like green tones in it, so I can do more of a green eye if I want to. These eyeshadow palettes, some of them are neutral, some of them are super colorful, but they all go toward that like spicy, warm, like I think of like apple cider, pumpkin spice, cinnamon. I think like when I think of fall eyeshadow palettes, that's what comes to mind. And all of these eyeshadow palettes, they hit, you know, they hit it on the head. They have that gorgeous like pumpkin spice feel, the cinnamon feel, something super warm, super like inviting. That's kind of what it reminds me of. Any of these palettes, you can't go wrong for your fall eyeshadow looks. They're all gorgeous. They all have a great payoff. They all have great pigmentation. None of them have problems with blending or going on the eye. And none of them I have seen so far have actually stained my eye by any means. There you go, guys. My top picks for fall eyeshadow palettes that you guys should go check out. And some drugstore, some high-end, and, you know, everything in between. $3 eyeshadow palettes, you know, things that'll get you guys going for the fall season. I'm so excited for fall. Fall is my can jam. It is my spirit season. Like, oh, I'm so excited for it. And if you guys like this eyeshadow look, I can refilm it for you. I did not film it today, but I could refilm it for you. Leave a comment below. What are some of your staple eyeshadow palettes that you use during the fall time? I used to have another fall eyeshadow palette that was a staple, and then it just, once I discovered these palettes, it does not compare. And these palettes, they are gorgeous. They are going to be, they're absolutely pigmented and gorgeous. There's nothing else I can say about it. They're so nice. I hope you guys like this video. Give it a good thumbs up. It recommends it to other people. If you guys have tried any of these eyeshadow palettes, let me know. Leave your comments down below. If you guys want to see some tutorials with some of these eyeshadow palettes, also let me know, and I will see you guys later. Bye!